Salam alaikum. I just did a video about advice for divination, right? And I forgot to add this. Before we get into Kolamuka, sometimes when we do consultations, or many times, right, most people, they speak general. And a priest must understand when he has to speak general and when he has to be direct or give key details. The more details and direct that he is, obviously, the more credit him as a priest and his Nkisi will have. But the speaking general, can along a consultation, or if you're straight to the point, it can only take a few minutes. You just go straight to the problem and go for the solutions. So it's always to know when you have to do that. When do you have to break things down for the patient to understand, or when to be discreet and straight to the point? Because of that, within these binary codes during consultations. Now, for Kolamuka, right? I'm not gonna go so much in depth with what it represents, right? Because like within the Dikenga in its stage form, right? That means that they're all down. And I'll see if I can bring it up here somewhere. It represents the beginning of a cycle, right? Because all of them are down. Now they're gonna start to open up. Kolamuka within the Dikenga, it's on the right side, and it signifies, right, polarities, up, down, left, right, in and out, hot and cold, life and death, male and female, etc. But the main one that it signifies is wants and needs. The phrase within Kolamuka, says, use your head before you lose it. And that can apply, right? That pattern of life. How many of us have not used our head and got ourselves into many issues, problems, before we spoke or before we made decisions? But it refers more to decisions and our wants and needs. When we're looking at Kolamuka, right? It's very important for us, if this binary code come out as a priest, to let the patient or yourself, right? That the Mfumba is highlighting your morals, codes, and convictions, and your emotions within yourself, or that they're not grounded. Because use your head before you lose it, right? And everybody knows that a good leader or an adult makes decisions, or a leader leads with his head, not with his heart, right? If you lead with your heart, you're letting the emotions blind your decision process that affects these processes. So it's very important for us to lead with our head, not with our hearts or emotion. So we must have control over our morals, codes, convictions, and emotion. Remember those. So now this duality between what we want and what we need, that Kolamuka signifies, right, to the patient or the priest, right, if it comes out for you, is letting you know that. Specifically the morals, codes, and ethics. Because what you want in life is not what you want. And what you don't want in life is not what you don't want. What you're searching for and desire for is for what you need. And I can give a few examples of that, right? And an emotional standpoint, right, within our feelings, between those polarities of, let's say, being happy and being sad. Sometimes in life, right, you don't need to be sad to cry, and you don't need to be happy to smile. And what does this mean? Let's break it down more. General speaking, now let's break it down. How many people shed tears out of happiness? They were never sad. And how many people walk around with smiles and deep down they're depressed or not in a good state, right? They're not truly happy and they're smiling. So you see, these polarities are what we want and what we don't want. But what you need there is to have control over the emotions and be empathetic at the end. Another example can be in finance, right? Everybody wants to be rich. Nobody wants to be poor. And just like I said, right, Kolamuka signifies and says what you want is not what you want. And what you don't want is not what you don't want. What you're searching for and desire for is for what you need. So nobody wants to be poor. Everybody wants to be rich. But you don't have to be rich to enjoy yourself. And you don't have to be poor to be miserable, right? And we can break that down. How many people don't have 2 quarters, right, to rub together, that they're in bankruptcies, or that they don't even have, we live in paycheck to paycheck, but they still have food and they still turn on, let's keep it in the Hispanic a little bit, some salsa, and dance in the living room with their spouse and their children and enjoy that in life, right? While other people that are rich, that have everything in life, all the financial money that they can have, but deep down, they're miserable. So what do you need in this standpoint of these 2 polarities is to be humble and appreciate all the things that we have. Another one for the richness is this: how many of us, right, within life, these patterns, right? Because we're speaking that Kolamuka is a specific pattern within the cycle of life. How many of us, right, want to have a huge mansion with a pool, with cars, with all these things? Want to have a house like that. But would you rather have a house or have a home? You see that? Those 2 polarities. Have a little 2-bedroom house, but it's your home. You have family, and it's your home. You are satisfied with that. You're contained, and is what you need. While the person who has a huge house is empty, is hollowed, is lifeless, is not warm at all, and they're alone. So the Kolamuka, it's a binary code that signifies that what the person is searching for, or the issues that they come with, are emotional, and it has clouded their judgment. And it's the beginning of a process too. So if we're looking at it from a different standpoint, that you're going to begin a quest for a specific goal or situation, you have to understand that the emotion cannot cloud your judgment, which is very extremely important. Kolamuka, Kolamuka, right? You'll see them, they'll be all down. It's not the same as Kufwa, right? Kufwa, it's in a different interaction. We're speaking about binary codes. We have to differentiate the 2. It's just a little short video for you guys, so you guys can think about that specific binary code. And I'll be doing more and more about other ones. Please leave binary codes in the bottom if you have the scrolls of time, if you wish for me to break them down, or if you have any questions, right? I'll go ahead and leave you guys with Nsinga Dikanda Ninga Katubukaku, right? I always uphold our tradition by making the right decisions for our tradition. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for your time. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam.